the film can see what I saw as a person. You know, you can't help but to have a point of view and to frame things in a certain way. My name is Jon Shenk and I'm a documentary filmmaker. My most recent film, The Island President, is a portrait of Mohammed Nasheed, who is the president of the Maldives, which is a tiny country in the Indian Ocean comprised of 1,200 tiny pancake islands that sit just above sea level. And they're considered to be the most vulnerable country in the world when you consider climate change and sea level rise. As President Nasheed says, they have no hills, so there's nowhere to go when the water rises. Because we knew we were kind of dealing with an issue that Americans, for lack of a better word, I think are a little overwhelmed by. I think it's like climate change seems so abstract and so huge and so difficult to get our heads around. You know, we had this idea that if we could personalize Nasheed, really make him real. It's so crucial to understanding the emotional story of what's going on in Nasheed's head. He's trying to protect these islands. And we went to the Maldives with the idea that if he said yes, we would just start shooting. And it was nerve-wracking. It was totally risky and felt crazy to be doing this gamble. We sat down with him for like 5 minutes and just said, you know, look, you know, we want to do this thing. We want to follow you around during your first year in office. And by the way, we want 100% access, no holds barred, and we want final control of the film. He just looked at us and said, let's do it. To go out and show your film at a theater and have audiences react to it and to be able to answer their questions, that's a very exciting part of the process. I didn't mean to make The Island President as an activist film, so to speak, or a commercial for the Maldives or Nasheed or something like that. That's just not how I think. Climate change deniers could look at this film and just say, oh, this is an activist, lefty film about, you know, a pro-environmental message or whatever. And I think that's a shame because really it's a film about a person who has a point of view, who's trying to do this thing, and whether you agree with him or not, I think to a certain extent you can't help but to be caught up in his story and his quest.